Ang Panday was created by writer Carlo J. Caparas during the 1970s. Panday's first appearance was published by Filipino Comics on 1979. Panday, also known as Flavio, is a blacksmith who forges a dagger out of a meteorite. When Flavio raises it up, it turns into a sword, which he uses to battle the forces of evil. The sword of Panday is said to be inspired by King Arthur's sword, Excalibur. In 1980, a movie titled Ang Panday was shown in theaters, with Fernando Poe Jr. portraying the title character. It was also directed by the creator of the character, Carlo J. Caparas. This movie became a commercial success, resulting into 2 sequels, reboots, and multiple television shows. In 1993, a second film, Dugo ng Panday, was produced. The setting was slated during the Spanish occupation, centuries after the death of the original Panday, Flavio. One of the Panday's descendants, also named Flavio, found the dagger and discovered that it was his destiny to protect his people. The film also followed the science fiction trend of the Western countries, bringing back Panday's arch-nemesis Lizardo as a cyborg resurrected by his followers. The third film, Hiwaga ng Panday, was set during the Japanese occupation, followed a gunsmith named Guillier. After the death of Flavio, the legend of Panday lives on. Guillier, a gunsmith, was able to retrieve the sword of Flavio. Flavio had placed it on a wall of a church, and Guillier then forged it into a shotgun. Even if the sword was forged into a shotgun while still retaining the ability to turn into a sword, the costume Guillier had was very different, as it did not follow the traditional red shirt like the original Panday, instead wearing a black long-sleeve polo with a black shirt underneath. In 2005, Panday made his debut on the small screen for ABS-CBN. The original story of Panday was retold, instead of the second Panday Flavio gaining the sword. The story begins after Flavio defeats Lizardo, but Lizardo's mind was salvaged by his follower named Socor, who then resurrected him. Tristan, who was also a blacksmith, found the sword and eventually defeats Lizardo in battle. In 2009, the reboot of the original Ang Panday movie was released with Bong Revilla Jr. as Flavio. The film took inspiration from the release of Clash of the Titans film. The reboot of the Panday films adds more CGI to the film. The modifications to the films were made to make the story of Panday have a more fantasy feel, where they add dragons and more magic to the world. This film made Panday more relatable to the masses by trying to make Flavio more human, but critics and fans have stated that the actor of Flavio was made a more reluctant hero in the film. The 2016 TV show Ang Panday has shown the evolution of the character Panday, wherein the original Panday Flavio was set before the Spanish era of the Philippines. On the second Panday, there was a new Panday named Miguel, which was also set during the Spanish occupation of the country. Another modern Panday was also added after this, and his name was Juro, all of which were portrayed by actor Richard Gutierrez. Following the increased popularity of superhero movies in 2017, the Ang Panday movie was released featuring Coco Martin as the new Panday. The film was an official entry to Metro Manila Film Festival in December 2017.